And now it's time to continue what has become a Blue Nation tradition. It's time to pick this week's NFL games. We'd like to welcome to the show once again Mr. Justin Narveson, who's here to make some picks. Justin, how are you doing tonight?
You know, it's good. 3 weeks of NFL under our belt. Now we get some more coming up now.
Well, it's always good to have you on the show. And without further ado, let's get further into it. For those of you who don't know, we do all the primetime games, the Packers, the Vikings, and just for me, the Bills, because it's my show. We start things off, as the week does, on Thursday night with Dolphins at Bengals. Justin, who you got in this one?
I think I'm going to have to take the whiteout team and the Bengals wearing the all-whites for the first time, chopping down that Bills hot streak. I think that the Bengals have found their way a little bit against the Jets last week, and I think that continues here and kind of ruins the Dolphins' parade.
Ooh, I think that's an interesting take, but I think you're wrong. I'm going to go with the Dolphins on the road on Thursday night because I just don't think that the Bengals have it. I think that Joe Burrow does not have the protection he needs to do what he needs to be able to do, and I think that the Bengals uniforms, those new white alternate helmets that they'll be debuting on Thursday night, are just kind of mid. So I'm picking the Dolphins by a field goal.
Boo.
Yeah. We move on to the Sunday slate of games, and we get into our first London game of the season, and that'll be the Vikings and the Saints.
This is a difficult one. I think I'm going to go with the Saints and roll with famous Jameis here. Tough last couple games for the Vikings. I think they're not feeling too confident right now. Kevin O'Connell not really using his stars as well as he could. Famous Jameis, I think, has a little something up his sleeve going to London for the first time.
I completely agree with you, J-Dog. I think that famous Jameis, although very risky, he's the kind of quarterback that you just love to play for and love to watch, even if he throws the ball like it doesn't matter. And, 30 for 30 club. But first of all, we know how I feel about the Vikings on this program. Let's be honest. There's no way I'm picking the Vikings at all this season. But also, I just don't think that they're that good. I think that they won their Super Bowl week 1 against the Packers, and anything else that they win is just gravy. And they've shown that they're not really that interested in winning against other teams this season. I'm picking the Saints. Back at the noon slate of games, Bills at Ravens kicks us off in the noon bracket. Justin, what are your thoughts?
I think this is the first Bills loss here.
Second.
Their second. I think they pick up their second this week. I think the Ravens come out firing. I mean, they have been hot to start the year. Lamar Jackson's on MVP pace right now. Josh Allen is as well. But I think the Ravens just barely squeaked this one out. Both barely lost to the Dolphins in the last 2 weeks. And now I think this one just squeaks out a little bit.
Oh, this one's a close one. I will say, I do have some thoughts, and I'm not sure where I'm going with this yet, so just bear with me here. Josh Allen last week accounted for 85% of the yards that the Bills gained in Miami. That is not good. You cannot expect to have a quarterback play a 17-game season at that pace. He needs some help. Also, the Bills, realistically, they're about a half a team right now. They've got that many injuries. People are talking about bringing Eric Wood out of retirement to play center. So I'm not sure about that. But all that being said, we've seen what this Bills team can do when it's healthy, and even when it's a little less than healthy, it is by far the best team in football this year. And that's not me being a homer. That is me being an objective sports journalist. You saw what they did to the Rams week 1, what they did to the Titans week 2. Nobody can play with these guys when they're at their best. I'm too nervous to pick against them. I'm going with the Bills.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a coin flip game. Depends on what offense plays better, really.
Yeah, that's why they play the games. Sticking with the AFC East, but not for the reason that we're going to, the Patriots travel to Lambeau to take on our Packers. Justin, what do you think?
Are you telling me Cam Newton's going to beat the Packers? No. No. That's not happening. Packers are going to run away with this one. I think that defense showed, like I said last week, top 5 defense in the league this past week against the banged-up Buccaneers. Sure, banged up. But I think they still show that, and I think the Patriots offense will have nothing against it.
Bill Belichick is the greatest football coach in NFL history, and that's coming from someone who was raised in Green Bay and taught all about the virtues of Vince Lombardi. Lombardi's number 2 to Belichick. That being said, Bill Belichick doesn't have a team this year. It's not going to be close. It's going to be the Packers, maybe by 1,000. And now we get to Sunday Night Football on NBC. Patrick Mahomes, if I learn how to speak properly, he travels down to Tampa Bay to face off against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. 2 great quarterbacks. Who you got, J-Dog?
It's going to be Mahomes. I'm sorry, that Bucs team is way too banged up right now to get a win against a good Chiefs team. I mean, they barely almost pushed overtime against the Packers team that maybe isn't as good as everyone thinks this year, but still that Buccaneers team's so banged up that I don't think they stand a chance against this Chiefs team.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. Not just because the Bucs are banged up, which they are, but also because the Chiefs are too good. Although I will say this comes with a caveat. If Patrick Mahomes plays the way that he's shown he is capable of playing, and that he played last week in Indianapolis, where he throws the game away with his hero ball tendencies, then I'm feeling a little less confident. So that's my caveat. Patrick Mahomes could lose this game for the Chiefs. Otherwise, it's Chiefs by at least 2 scores. And last, we round out the week, as we often do, with Monday Night Football. It'll be the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams taking on the division rival San Francisco 49ers. Go for it.
We all watched last night. It was one of the most disgusting games I've seen in a long time. What was it, 12-11, the final score? Some scoregami there. How do the 49ers stand a chance against the reigning Super Bowl champs? They really don't at the moment. Sure, the Rams aren't that good this year, and I don't think they're Super Bowl worthy this year, but the 49ers just look horrendous against one of the worst, most overrated teams last night. I don't think it will happen again. I don't think that the 49ers somehow squeak it out.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to pick this one, Justin. On the one hand, San Francisco is really bad. Jimmy G is not playing like he has in the past. He's just kind of not been that guy that he was supposed to be and had to be in the wake of the Trey Lance injury. But on the other hand, so have the Rams. Matt Stafford has not made the throws that he needs to make to win this team football games. And they just don't have that spark that they had last year when they took over the whole NFC. So I really don't know who to pick. My gut tells me to pick the Rams just because they're slightly less of a dumpster fire, and I think that's what I'll do, Rams on the road. Well, Justin, we'll see how we do next week. Thanks as always.
Thank you as well.
All right, we'll see you.